Here in Arlington, there's always something exciting going on, and it seems like every day something new rolls into town. And I got to tell you, we have something coming to Arlington now that, frankly, I never thought I'd see coming to Arlington. But we have Shakespeare live, actually, coming right here to Arlington, Texas. And we're so proud to have our guest in studio today, our chamber member who is in charge of Shakespeare Live. We're going to find out why she did it, how she did it, when it starts, everything we need to know with our guest, LouAnn O'Donnell. LouAnn, welcome. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Bryan?
Well, I'm excited about Shakespeare coming to Arlington, Texas. I mean, I've been here my whole life. I never thought I'd see anything like this. So before we get too far in it, why? What was your inspiration to do this, to bring this here?
Well, one of my first experiences when I started driving was going to Dallas to see Shakespeare in the Park. It was actually my husband's and mine's second date.
Oh.
Yes, and several years later, we are at the Levitt watching Casey and the Sunshine Band shake his booty. And I looked at my husband, Mike, and said, we got to bring Shakespeare here. It's a perfect place.
And he was on board?
He was.
From day one?
He was.
Okay, so there's so many people that can actually come up with a thought, come up with a vision, and then it just kind of dies. How were you able to keep the momentum going to now here we are to where it's really going to happen? Because I know it hadn't been easy.
It hasn't been easy. Mike was a big part of it. He kept saying, if you really want to do this, then take it to a few people. So we started taking it to some people around town. I started making phone calls. People suggested, hey, why don't you reach out to this person, reach out to this person, reach out to this person. So really, this was a series of phone calls and meetings. I met with Linda Diapert and Sally Hopper, to give two names, because they have both been very instrumental in starting their own 501c3.
Sure.
Just to see how do you even go about doing this. Got some really good suggestions about maybe having a fiscal sponsor. So Dance Theater of Arlington is actually our fiscal sponsor.
Nice. Okay.
They have allowed us to operate as a 501c3, as a nonprofit, and to apply for grants. So we are eternally grateful for them for helping us with that. Saw an article, Mike saw an article in the paper, the Dallas Morning News, about some changes at Shakespeare in the Park, Dallas, and came along with an email, for more information. So I just reached out, happened to Raphael Perry, the executive director at the time.
Oh, he was there for a while.
20 years.
Yeah, okay.
Actually responded to me and said he'd be interested in talking to me. And he and I actually got on a Zoom meeting. He was in the process of retiring, and he said, would you like me to come help you? And that sort of sealed the deal.
Wow.
I thought, okay, if he will help do this, then we've got a shot at.
Well, because not just getting a person like that on board, getting the relationships that he already has in place for all the years, and we'll get onto that here in just a little bit. But I want to back up to one thing. Let's just say hypothetically that you and Mike saw Casey and the Sunshine Band at an indoor venue. Would have it even entered your mind to do Shakespeare?
Maybe not, because the whole joy, if you've never, and so many people have said, oh, I just don't like Shakespeare. Well, Shakespeare's not fun to read. It's difficult. It's a difficult read.
Yes.
But watching it, there is, to me, just one of the joys in life is watching it outside, on a stage, watching actors perform it. It's a different experience than an indoor performance.
Well, and you also get to capitalize on the fact that the Levitt has been around for so long. It has built a following for exactly what you said. People know when they go to the Levitt, they're going to get a class production, whatever that may be. And that's already kind of instilled in people's minds. You combine that with bringing Shakespeare, and I think it's a beautiful partnership.
Well, I appreciate it. And to that point, this will be the first theatrical production at the Levitt.
Absolutely.
So we're kind of
they got to be excited about it.
They are.
Yeah.
They are excited. It's been a fun collaboration. It's been interesting because we're both treading new ground.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Makes it exciting for everybody. All right, let's get down to the nuts and bolts. When is it? When am I going to be out there sitting on the lawn watching?
So our first performance is Thursday, April 3rd, 7:30 in the evening. Free admission. You don't even need a ticket. If you can find your way to the Levitt, bring your blanket, bring your friends, bring your
Wow.
kids, sit down. We have a performance also Friday night and Saturday night, same time, 7:30. And then we have a performance Friday morning at 11 o'clock.
Friday morning.
Friday
Okay.
morning at 11 for the, we're hoping the educational community. We've been working with all of the educational communities around Arlington,
Mhm.
Arlington and around Arlington. And then also, it's open to anyone.
Sure.
So, anybody else who'd rather come early in
Well,
the day.
frankly, there's some people I'm thinking that can't stay up as late as they used to, but still want to enjoy it. I think that's ideal. But I'm also thinking even more progressively, retirement communities and stuff around the area. I'm thinking of my parents. I could see the whole crew coming over to watch this on that morning
Well,
performance.
so we actually are reaching out to some of the retirement and
Super.
assisted living homes.
Well, it's just an amazing thing in the fact that because I met you when this thing first came
Yes.
up, and I'll be honest, I was a little skeptical. This sounds really cool. Can you really pull this off? And now you're here. I mean, I'm sure you've been rehearsing for some time.
Yes.
You don't just walk in. You don't wake up on April 2nd and say, "Hey, you know what'd be fun tomorrow?" Doesn't work like that, does it?
No.
People have been working really hard to do this.
Yes.
How many people are involved? Because you've got a lot of volunteers. I'm not just talking about on the stage, but all in. You can't do this
With the
alone.
production crew and the cast, there's between 30 and 40
Already involved
people
in this thing.
have been involved since
Well,
Raphael started putting his team together last August.
let's talk about his team just a little bit because for a first-time production, you've put together a dream team of people to help on this thing. And I know you've done a lot of this. Your husband Mike's done a lot of this. Bringing Raphael on board, did that help bring some of these other people on this list?
100%.
Wow.
100%. He has such name recognition in Dallas. He was able to get us great people for behind the scenes, set design, lighting, sound, just everything that you need for a production crew. And Mike and I are getting used to all of this. We've just kind of
Learning the terms and
learning
everything.
the terms and just watching from the back going, okay. And then there are websites now, of course, specific to the theater world.
Okay.
So when it was time to for auditions, he was able to put the word out on all of the right boards, social media sites, and people saw Raphael Perry's name and they wanted to be involved with him.
It
So
immediately added,
it immediately
for lack of a
did.
word, legitimacy to the whole project.
It really truly did. We had auditions at Miss Persis.
Okay.
She's been so gracious and given us her studio for so many things. But that's where we had auditions. For 15 roles, we had over 80 people sign up.
Wow.
Yeah.
So many other times you hear about, well, hey, we really need somebody. We're trying to put this together. You went the other direction. We hate this because there's so many qualified people here.
It was
but
absolutely. So we went over 2 weekends of auditions and just, once again, Mike and I just got to sit back and watch fantastic talent. And everybody is just, I have just been so amazed at how excited. It's a young cast. Of course, the play is As You Like It. It's a young cast and they are so excited. We are having so much fun at rehearsals every night. Chris Hightower of the Arlington Museum of Art is loaning us part of his museum for rehearsal space. So that has been wonderful. Mike and I are there every night. The cast is there. They show up on time. They don't have their cell phones. There are good rehearsals. I mean, it's just been a happy place.
LouAnn, I've got to ask you about one of the names I saw jump off the notes when you sent in notes, and I'm going to claim it as UTA's own Lou Diamond Phillips. What is that relationship? Where does Lou Diamond Phillips come from? Because he did go to UTA at one time.
He did.
But
he did.
How does he end up rolling into this?
So, one of my husband's fraternity brothers, Nori Niven, is actually an 8-time commercial Emmy winner.
Wow.
So he was in Los Angeles for many years. He's directed some films. He's actually directing a few in Dallas right now. But Mike reached out to him to maybe do a couple of public service announcements for us, which he did, and they're fabulous. He has worked with Lou Diamond Phillips several times and reached out to him because Mr. Phillips has done Shakespeare.
I did not know that.
Has, and reached out to him and said, hey, this is going now in Arlington. And he signed up, was on board, has been a huge supporter, has given us some great quotes for Arlington Today magazine. Speaking of which, Judy Rupe has been one of our huge supporters since day one. Yes, Mr. Phillips gave his okay for us to use his headshot, use a quote from him. He is a big supporter and is backing us 100%.
That is outstanding. I like all that. Well, when it's all said and done and the performances are over and you finished all of them, what is your number one thing in your heart, in your head, in your future that you hope that the impact that this leaves on Arlington and bringing this here?
So once again, we go back to the free admission, because our goal all the time when we started this was to open theater up to people who might not be able to see it.
Sure.
And so I'm hoping that we reach everybody. I'm hoping this is a broad section of people. If you can find your way to the Levitt, you can spend a wonderful night under the stars watching Shakespeare.
Or a day.
Or a day. Or a day. But I think that's been our goal all along, is to reach the whole community.
Well, I need to ask you this. As we sit here in David Sargent Studios here at the Greater Arlington Chamber of Commerce, you and Mike have been members of the Chamber on your own for some time.
Yes.
But when you got involved with this, you immediately said, okay, we're going to utilize our membership with the Chamber to help us with Shakespeare Live. And we changed things. The name is now membership is under Shakespeare Live. But with all the time that you were involved with the Chamber, how has the Chamber helped you with regards to Shakespeare Live?
Oh my goodness. I will tell you, and I just saw Elena in the hall, and I told her this. This is, of course, I haven't lived anyplace else in so many years, but this is a group of some of the hardest working people I have ever known in my life. Mike and I mean, y'all do business over breakfast. Mike and I have made it a point to do business over breakfast,
Absolutely.
Which starts early in the morning. And then you also have your chamber after hours for the nonprofits, which is late at night. So, and then you have workshops all during the day. So for a nonprofit, I'm sure for a for-profit, y'all offer so many different councils, special workshops, special opportunities, that if you as a member will take advantage of all of this stuff, I mean, y'all are absolutely great to work with and to get the name out and the name recognition and to help the promotion. We have both been so impressed by this chamber. I got to tell you, y'all have a bunch of hardworking people.
Well, we do, but we also have a lot of great members. I mean, let's get into that. And I hope that maybe some relationships that come through the chamber that will assist you with Shakespeare Live.
We have met so many people.
Super.
We really have. This has just been, I tell Mike every day, if it all stopped today, it has been such a great experience.
No, but it's not stopping today.
I don't think so.
In a lot of ways, it's just starting today.
It's just starting, maybe.
So have you allowed yourself to look forward to season 2, or we want to get this one out of the way first?
We'd like to get this one out of the way, and just, we'll do a lessons learned, see how we can go forward, maybe change anything if we need to change, or who knows, but make it better and better. And I'm hoping this is something that the community embraces and enjoys, and that can be a permanent fixture here in Arlington.
Well, and I'm going to add this as we close. To me, I've known Mike for a long time, and it's so inspiring and heartwarming to see you two as a couple together working so diligently on this and being there side by side for each other to bring this to the Arlington community, to bring it downtown, to involve the chamber in some ways or another. It's just impactful to see a way it's all come together, but it all starts with you and your husband, Mike. So thank you both for doing all this stuff.
Thank you very much.
And I look forward, I will be out there. I may be out there more than once.
We would love for you to be.
I look forward to it. So thank you for everything and best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Hey, folks, as LouAnn knows, you heard her talking about it, the impact here at the chamber. She realizes that together we succeed. I certainly know that. I hope you realize that as well. We appreciate you being here today. And go check out Shakespeare Live coming up soon here at the Levitt on April 3rd. We'd love to see you out there. Take care.